to you. We're on our knees, we're on our knees again. We're on our knees, we're on our knees again. Can this nation be changed? Can this nation be saved? We could say, can this world? But we are so ensconced in the material life, material possessions. Every magazine, every conversation, every TV program, the adverts are all for the body, 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 body. This is for your hair, this is for your eyes, this is for your eyebrows, this is for your eyelashes, this is for your teeth, for your skin, for your body, for your shape. Please, please. Talk about Christmas. I mean, I got two Christmas magazines, Three-quarters of the pages are buy this and buy that for Christmas. Oh my God! Oh, and don't forget the Christmas pudding, and don't forget the crackers, and don't forget them. We're so ensconced in the material world, but look where it's leading us. And the freedom of sex. I mean, the pleasure, the physical pleasures, food, and I mean, obesity, and you know, venereal disease and stuff like that. It's just, but why? Why is it happening like that? So we are the lucky ones. Anybody whose eyes are open and who starts on this spiritual path is the lucky one. And we should try and help others to do the same. You climb up the mountain. As you're climbing up, if you see somebody who's loaded and crippled and can't make it, you help them. Carry them on your shoulders if necessary. Take them up with you. Okay? We'll have a few minutes of question and answer, or just reflection, and then we'll continue. Okay?
Can I ask?
Yeah.
How do you go about getting initiated, and what's involved?
How do you go about getting
Initiated? You talk
Initiated.
about initiation.
Right. Well, that's a good question. You give the mantra that the Guru has given you. I give to you now. Before. When I first went, like for the first 20 years or so that I was with the Guru, you had to have a teacher's course in whichever ashram. He was in New York, he was in India, he was here. Wherever the Guru was, you went and he gave courses, and he told people how to do the initiation.
Mm-hmm.
But then you took the three fingers and you put them on the head, between the eyebrows of the person that was to be initiated. He passed it on to us, because actually in his physical form, he couldn't go to everybody in his physical form, but he's there in the non-physical form. He's here. But people misused it. They misused the power. A lot of not a lot, but some. I don't know who. I don't want to know who, but. He withdrew that. He said, no touch. You just give it. You just tell them what the mantra is. You explain the necessity for the Guru. You explain what the mantra does and why it functions. You explain everything there is to know about that. You don't give a box of matches to a 3-year-old, because he'll just burn the house down with them. You know, play fire. But when he's a little bit more knowledgeable about, like he's 5 or 10 years old, he will know this burns, you know, he will have understood. So you don't just suddenly say to somebody, look, just say that mantra and you'll be all right. You have to explain things to them. They want to, what happens and how you have to do it. There are rules. I mean, there are rules to every game. If you want to learn to drive, you've got to go through a certain bit of instruction before you're given the car.
Mm.
Huh? And when you've got the car and you know how to use it, you've also got rules as to when to stop, when not to stop, which side to drive on, otherwise you're going to cause accidents. So what he said now is you give them the mantra, you explain everything to them first. When you think they're ready and they understand, you give them the mantra. I am in the mantra is empowered. If you accept, you empower the word actually, because if you don't accept the fact that you need a guru and you say, oh, I'll do the mantra anyway, it'll go haywire, because the mantra is him in sound form.
Okay.
You see?
Mm.
So this is the initiation, and the other thing is that once you're all initiated and everything, you go at least just once to what is called an intensive. It's an all-day intensive, and sometimes they provide meals, sometimes they don't. You pay a certain amount for it. Each country is different, and if you're a pensioner, it's slightly less. If you're a student, it's less. If you're a child, it's free, because they pay for the premises, it pays for the videos and the satellite information. It's all sort of organised, and the swamis come along to all that needs in the physical world needs some money, and they call it dakshina, what you give to the guru for the spreading of the knowledge and the word. In every religion you give a tenth. It's called tithing in the Christian religion. It's called tithing. The Jews pay a tithe, a tenth in the Bible. If you read the Bible, it's either a tenth of the money or a tenth of the crops or a tenth of your animals. Whatever. You have to give something back to God in order to sort of facilitate the spreading of it. If having to pay for the intensive bothers you, well then you're not ready to receive it. I mean, they don't think twice about buying champagne and cigars and nonsense like that. They don't balk at it all. But when you say, oh, give some of it to the church, a little bit, collect. There's always a collection, but there they don't go around in the ashrams and Siddha ashram. They don't go around with a collection basket. There is a box there in front of the guru, and anybody who feels like it just puts something in it, and it all goes to. There's always flowers and candles and incense, and people are always welcomed. You went, and you went. Did they not welcome you lovingly?
It's beautiful.
And you see, you've got ashrams all over the world. There's Siddha ashrams. Every city you go to, there's an ashram or a centre. When I went to Portugal, I didn't want to go to a hotel. I wanted a spiritual thing. I used to go to convents before, so beeline to a convent. There are convents that give you bed and breakfast, you pay as well. But at least, especially when I was young, I had men accosting me everywhere because I was travelling on my own, tried to pick me up. Oh, please, so I started going to the convents. It was so nice, You had your bread and breakfast, you went around, saw what you wanted to see in the world, stayed as long as you wanted to, and went to the next one. I used to make a beeline to the convents. Now I make a beeline to the ashrams. So I went to the ashram in Portugal, and the lady was a little bit irritable. She said, "Why didn't you phone and tell me beforehand? You can't expect me to." I said, "It's all right. Mama will look after me. Goodbye." And she said, "No, just wait." And there's a couple here who've got a chalet that they rent out, and I spent 2 months there. Just you go to the ashram. It's one big family all over the world. And before you go from one city to the other, you say, where's the, I'm going to Rome tomorrow. What have you got an address or a telephone? And they give it to you. See, because every ashram's got a list of all the other ashrams in the world and all the other centres. It's a big family. Many problems are solved just by going, belonging to this beautiful family. I mean, all the other meditation centres, the Hare Krishna people are the same. They've got their own. We're going to go there for Christmas. 4 days at Christmas. I booked now. We wanted a peaceful, not a tinsel and food.
Which one are you going to?
Noise all the time, huh?
Where are you going?
To Watford.
Oh, okay.
Watford. We've been there before. 3 days, years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
There's a lovely one in Glastonbury. Have you been to Shekinah?
I've never been to the one in Glastonbury.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes. Well, they're all beautiful. The thing is, even if the place isn't beautiful,
They're beautiful.
it's just the atmosphere. You get up in the morning. You've got to follow the rules of the ashram. You get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and you get your bath and everything. You go and you dance Hare Krishna, and Hare Krishna, Krishna with them. You're just part of the. Yeah, but in the Siddha Yoga ashrams, we have a 1 hour chanting Hare Krishna every evening, last thing at night. Every evening, 1 hour, as the sun is setting. It's just heavenly. Right, let's have a pause.